Welcome into District Nation for pregame insights and a series preview of the series between the Washington Nationals and the Cincinnati Reds. Once again, welcome in everybody to District Nation. You right down there are my socials for my two other accounts on Instagram and Twitter. And today we're going to talk about the series that the Reds are about to host the Washington Nationals. Well, the Nationals have not been good over their last 10. They're 5-5. We'll get more to that in a minute. But the Nationals need to win this series. And I think maybe you don't sweep it, but the Nationals need to win this series, and that's important to them. The Nationals have not found a win lately. They've struggled against the Marlins. They lost their last two against the Marlins. They took 3-2 on Friday, and then they lost on Saturday and Sunday. So they're on a 2-game losing streak right now. They're off now Monday, as they're going to come in and face the Reds for a 3-game series. In Game 1, is maybe not the game to take. Miles Michaelis takes them out 1-3 with a 7.44 ERA. Against us is Brady Singer. He's 2-2 with a 5.63 ERA. Singer has a reputation of being a good middleman for a rotation. That's something Brady Singer will do. Miles Michaelis has struggled. He's starting to get back to it, though. He's starting to find a groove, and I think that's good for Miles Michaelis. He settled in last game. He started to get more swings and misses. He's not throwing to contact. He's not throwing the curveballs as much. The high curveball, he's using it less and less each day. And I like that Miles Michaelis isn't going to that curveball as much, because that curveball is what does destroy him. That curveball is not a good pitch of his because it stays up and it gets hammered, and we don't need that from Miles Michaelis. Miles Michaelis should pound the zone this week. He's going to pitch on the Tuesday game 1 of the series at 6:40 p.m., Let's see what he can do. Come out, give us 4 or 5 innings. And maybe, I'm going to say this now, Richard Lovelady started on Saturday for the Nationals with Zach Little taking the mound for the Marlins. Maybe, because Pullen hasn't been used in a little while, Pullen gets the start tomorrow. They haven't announced it yet, but maybe Pullen gets the start for the game on Tuesday. Maybe you're watching this on Tuesday, but I'm filming this currently Monday night, the night before the game. But maybe Pullen gets the start. Give him an inning or two. And then Miles Michaelis, 3-4 innings, your quote-unquote starter, just went 6 innings. So, really, what do you want out of this team? Maybe P.J. Pullen gets the start. Maybe Pullen's going to come out electrically and just get the start. Give him 2 innings, because in the past, Pullen started to settle in with it a little bit. He didn't do great with it in the beginning, but he started to settle in, and it started to work. Maybe they need that. Maybe the Nationals need Pullen to start a game. Get a lefty against these Reds. Maybe Ellie De La Cruz is going to hit in the leadoff spot. Throw him off. Throw a lefty in there. And then bring in Michaelis after a couple innings. After they get used to the lefty Pullen, who's from the side. And then you get Michaelis, who's very over the top. Big things here, and there's the little things too that'll help. The Nationals offense is the big picture right now. Obviously, the Nationals offense is the one thing they need to win games. The offense is what wins them games. Maybe their defense is a little spotty, but their pitching is a little thing. We got to hide their pitching. We got to hide the bullpen, and we can do that. Start P.J. Pullen. Get him 2 innings. Miles Michaelis, 3-4 innings. You're through 6 innings. Gus Varling can take the 9th. That is 2 innings you need to worry about. 2 innings, Paxton Schultz, Orlando Rabalta. Other guys can come out of the pen. Not everybody in that bullpen is terrible. And speaking of bullpen, if you didn't see this, just quick Nats nugget, Jackson Rutledge was picked off by the Philadelphia Phillies, so Jackson Rutledge will be headed over there. But that is one arm we have to say goodbye to. He was a prospect a few years ago, came up to the pros 2023, played with us for a few years, was a starter, then converted to the bullpen, but now he is in Philly. I will say all good luck to Rutledge. Never had a problem with him, but good luck to him in Philadelphia as he starts another chapter with a new team. Back to this, the Nationals, they are going to face off a team who's the opposite of their record. The Reds, 22-19, Nationals, 19-22. What does that mean? Maybe the Reds, their pitching has been better because there's only been a few offenses in the league that have been better than the Nationals, and none of them are named Cincinnati or the Reds. So I think the Nationals, if they can explode offensively, no problem, they can't win this series. And that is something they desperately need because they're about to go back home, and the Nationals are not good at home. 6 home wins this season. 6 home wins. We're in May. We're coming up on mid-May right now, and we have 6 wins at home. The road is where we're getting wins. Since the beginning of the season, first series of the season, we took one from the Cubs. We took a series, so 2 of 3. The Phillies took a series from us, but we got to win 13-2 out there and kept the other games close at 3-2 and 6-5. Those were road games, and we came back. Dodgers swept us, couldn't take the series from St. Louis. Just a sample of home series. But after that, we sweep the Brewers. We tie a 4-gamer with the Pirates in the games we lost 16-5 and 2-0. 16-5 can be explained. It was the bullpen. That's not the hitter's fault. And then, of course, you take a series from the White Sox, you get out on the road. You take a series from the Mets when you get back out on the road. And our most recent series was with Miami on this road trip. So the Miami Marlins were able to beat the Nationals. And obviously the games were kept kind of close, but the Nationals couldn't get the win. Game 1, they got the win on Friday. Saturday and Sunday, they struggled in a lot of aspects of the game. But James Wood looked good. Abrams looked good. The offense looked pretty good. Now you're coming into Cincinnati, 22-19, and this is a Cincinnati team that is located in the best division in baseball right now. The best division, and I can say that with absolute confidence. The NL Central is the best division in baseball. First place Cubs, 27-14. Second place Brewers, 22-16. The St. Louis Cardinals, 23-17. The Pittsburgh Pirates, 22-19, and the Reds, 22-19. Last place in this division is 3 games above 500. 3 games. For the other divisions, the Mets, 15-25. Let's look at another division. The Rockies in the NOS, 16-25. For the AL East, 17-23, that's the Red Sox. For the Central, 18-23, that's the Twins. And 16-25 for the Astros. The best division in baseball right now is a division that has not been that good in the past few years. The Pirates have not been good. Now they're 3 games over 500. Honestly, if we could have a playoff, just have them playoff, because these are the 5 best teams in baseball. And maybe not the 5 best teams. Maybe they're not top 5 in power rankings, but they're all in the same division. And maybe it's early in the season, but it looks good, and it's sustainable for some of these teams. The rebuilds are starting to work. Paul Skeen's looking good. These are things that are working because of time spent in the dumps for the NL Central. They've never been that great, but now you got Mizorowski hanging out over there. You got PCA, Alex Bregman, Paul Skeens, of course, and Ellie De La Cruz. They're all located in the NL Central. So these are guys that we've seen. They're good, and they're stars that happen to be in the NL East. So maybe they're just doing really, really well. Maybe it's not sustainable, but at the same time, it looks like it's going to be sustainable. That's just something I think. It's going to be sustainable. The Nationals are not, the offense maybe not sustainable, but the Nationals need to compete with a team that is last in their division, but also is 22-19. The Nationals 19-22, they find themselves tied in a 3-way tie for second place, and last is the Mets. But Phillies, Marlins, and Nationals are tied in that second spot behind the Braves. They're not going to catch up to the Braves. 28-13, currently the most wins in baseball right now. Kind of surprising that the Dodgers are struggling just a slight bit, 24-16. The Padres are tied with them. I mean, I'm still the tiniest little believer. I think that the Dodgers will be in the playoffs again. They're going to go far. Now the question is, who's going to knock them out? Who realistically is going to knock the Dodgers out? So there, we're talking about that with the standings a little bit. But now back to the series. The Nationals, Game 1, they got Michaelis on the mound. Game 2, you got Jake Irvin, 1-4 with a 5.22 ERA, 41 strikeouts against Nick Lodolo, who's 0-1 with a 6.75. I think that is the game to attack. Nick Lodolo. That is the game to attack. Nick Lodolo, a good pitcher in the NL Central, but he's struggling of late. And I think this offense can jump on a lefty. This Nationals offense is geared to face righties, but at the same time, switches in their order can be made for them to dominate a lefty. They have righties in the order. They can send those guys up to the plate. They're righties in this order, powerful guys. I'd like to see get a chance. You get to see now an overbearing of righties. Brady House probably is going to get to face him. Curtis Mead's going to get to face him. Jose Tena is going to get to face him. These righties, Joey Weimer is probably going to get the start game 2. So these are good players who are going to get a start game 2 because we're facing a lefty. In game 1, you got a righty on the mound in Singer. So first game, we're going to see our normal lefty-heavy lineup. Now game 3, Chase Burns, 4-1, 2.11 ERA. He's been great. The Nationals are going to have to figure out to get to him, but a good thing they're facing Chase Burns game 3 because they got Foster Griffin on the mound game 3. And if you heard what I talked about, Foster Griffin's our best pitcher. So that's going to be a pitcher's matchup on a Thursday at noon. So maybe not too much offense going on around there, but 2 good pitchers on the mound. You're going to have Foster Griffin, who's been absolutely great, the best lefty right now in the MLB, ERA-wise, stat-wise. The numbers say he's the best pitcher, lefty pitcher at least in the MLB, probably one of the best pitchers in the MLB right now. And a random signee, too, just an absolutely random pickup that the Nationals just randomly found, and they found themselves with a gem. He's going to pitch on Thursday at 12:40. It's going to be a shame. Not too many people are going to watch that game. 12:40, and a 4-1 pitcher with a 212 is going to face a 4-1 pitcher with a 211. That's going to be a pitcher's matchup, not too much offense. We're going to have to see who can get to who first. So that's the 3-gamer between the Reds and the Nats. And then the Nats return home for the Beltway Series. So, big thing, this is the time to capitalize. The Nationals need to come out, get ready to win. They need to take 2 of 3. They need to take 3. If they sweep, that'd be great. But just take the series. Get another road series win. That is something they desperately need. A road series win so they can come home. And if they sweep this, they're back at 500. And if the Reds get swept, they're back at 500 as well. So, good either way. But if you can't sweep it, you're still getting back to a good place. 21-23. If you can get there, you're leaving the series if you take 2 at 21-23. You can come back to the Orioles. 23-23 if you take the first 2. Not too hard to get. 23-24 if you take both these series. And that would mean you have to win 2 games at home, though, without pitching Foster Griffin. Because Friday, you're going to have Zach Little, Saturday, Cade Cavalli, Sunday, Miles Michaelis. So that is your rotation probably for the next 3 games after that. But, yeah, they're not going to announce it just yet, but that's the numbers. Little, Cavalli, Michaelis. So your two starters in a week this week are going to be Cavalli and Michaelis, and that's how it's usually going to be your 1 and 2 guy. And usually that's what a team wants. Their first starter is their best pitcher. Their second starter is Michaelis. And it's honestly a shame. The Nationals didn't expect Foster Griffin to do this. He's not going to get to pitch twice in a week much. But we'll see if he can dominate Chase Burns. That's going to be important. See if he can knock out Chase Burns. If you can, that's awesome. Good job to him. Knocking out Chase Burns would be great. And, of course, you got a 3-gamer, so you can focus in. Maybe you lose one. Maybe you lose game 1. Maybe Michaelis doesn't get the win. Then you got Irvin on the mound. Irvin, of late's been pretty good. He's been not pitching to contact as much, getting the swing and miss. I went to the game last Thursday, and he did well. When the offense is behind Irvin, he's a good pitcher. So I think he'll do well. And then, of course, on Thursday, you got Foster Griffin. Then you return home the next day. Baltimore comes to us, and then the week after, you got the New York Mets for a 4-gamer. So we're going to, once again, coming this Tuesday, we're not getting a day off until the 27th in Cleveland on our next road trip. That's going to be our next off day. So a stretch of games is about to start. Good luck to the boys. Now, as we close out, we'll look at some of the series starting right now. But you got the Giants and the Dodgers this week. Don't really want to talk about that too much. But Shohei against San Francisco. Good series. But overall, this was a good pregame 3-game series of pregame show for you guys. So you can figure out what to watch. Pregame insights from me, and my prediction is that the Nationals take 2 of 3 from the Reds. That's going to be my official prediction. At the end of it, our record will be 21-23. That is my official prediction for this series. I bet we lose game 1 by a couple runs because Michaelis may not settle in. Game 2, Irvin settles in. Game 3, we get Foster Griffin. Or I could see Irvin and Michaelis flip-flopping. But I don't see Foster Griffin losing this. I see Foster Griffin coming out and doing very, very well. So those are my insights. That is my score prediction, so you know. Won't be streaming any games. We'll be back this Friday, and I will drop a pregame insight for the Orioles game on Thursday. So after this series, we'll drop the Orioles one. I'm trying to do this more. We'll get pregame insights, but you can watch this one, and for now, this is the pregame show, and I included information from all 3 games. So thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back with you on Thursday or Friday, depending on when you watch the pregame series for the Baltimore Orioles. And then this Friday night, you can find me on District Nation calling the Nationals and the Orioles Beltway Series Game 1. We should be able to call games 1 and 2 and 3 for that series. Thank you so much for tuning into District Nation for the Cincinnati Reds and Washington Nationals 3-game series pregame show.